evening, Vitamin M family. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the pre-show. This is your time to get prepared so that you are ready to receive. You got to get ready. You know how you go to make your dinner and you get the table set and you're ready to sit down, so you got to put down your napkin and your fork and your knife or your spoon. This is that same thing. It is preparation for the episode, and I am excited that you made the decision to join me on tonight. Listen, you are making the best decision to do something for yourself. So listen, as we prepare for tonight, we have a special episode. It's my story, a look back. We're gonna look back at some of my stories, some of my favorites. But before we take a look back, listen, here's what I want you to do to get ready so that you are prepared for tonight. You need your Vitamin M note-taking journal so that you can write down all of the nuggets and go back and reference them. You need a writing tool, and then you always need to come with an open mind, an open heart, and an open soul so that you're ready to receive. Just come with an open mind, an open mindset, so that you don't have a negative mindset or you're not stuck and you're not closed in and like, I don't want to hear anything else. Because if you are joining me on the Vitamin M show, you know what time it is. You know that you are ready to get your weekly recommended dose of Vitamin M motivation. Let's go. This is your Vitamin M. This is your motivation for the week. Get your vitamin. I see you get your vitamin A. I see you get your vitamin A. I see you get your vitamin A. Get your vitamins. Get your vitamins. Get your vitamins. A, A, A. I see you get your vitamins A. I see you get your vitamins A. I see you getting your vitamins A. Get your vitamins. Get your vitamins. Get your vitamins. Yes! Good evening! That's how we coming in on tonight. Listen, I am excited about you joining me on tonight. This is your hype girl. I am your home girl next door. I am your resident motivator. We are going to spend the next 30 minutes or so together getting empowered and getting ready for our next week. Yes, we all hype tonight. We all hype tonight. Hey, 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 hey. You need the energy. Hey, hey, hey. You need the energy. You gotta get your energy up. I want you to match my energy level on tonight because I am here to make sure that your week is off to a great start so that you can accomplish all the things that you want to get out of this. I see you taking care of yourself. I see you making time for you, and that is not a bad thing. It's actually very admirable when you take time for yourself. It's looking out for you. It is looking out for you. It's looking out for yourself. What are you doing for you? So when we join in and we do this every single solitary week, there are 3 objectives that I want you to be mindful of. I have a purpose. My goal and my purpose and my mission is to do 3 things. It is to break down walls, to produce positive thinking, and to help you to exhibit resilience amid any situation. That's what I come to do. I come to help you to break down the walls in your life. And once you break the walls down, it's all about your mindset to produce positive thinking and to exhibit resilience amid any situation. You have to have that get back up because you gotta go. You have to have that get back up. You cannot stay down for long. So on tonight, your Vitamin M, this is a very special Vitamin M. This is my story. Everybody has one. What's yours? But this is a little spin. It's a look back. We are going to look back on some of my favorite episodes that have aired for my story. And my story has become one of my favorite series that we bring back up when I when I learn new people and I'm like, man, I know somebody and I need them to share their story. And I know somebody and I need them to share their story. Listen, this has become, again, one of my favorites. And I thought to pause on tonight to take the time to share some of my favorite nuggets, because let me tell you something, these people drop some nuggets, honey. These people drop some nuggets. They drop bombs. And it's like, wait a minute, did you just say what I think you said? And a lot of times I have my little notepad and I'm writing the nuggets down, because the vitamin M applies to me too. You need your motivation. So do I. I need my motivation as well. I need to light my own self on fire. I have to stay motivated and inspired and ready to go so that I can do the same for you. The one thing that I would tell you that brings it all together, my story, the ones that I chose to share with you on this week, they are powerful. You're going to love them. I hope that they are some of your favorites as well. And what I noticed about them when I began to sit down, what I noticed is that what brings them all together, it was all about a service. It was all about helping others. It was all about, how do I live my life in such a way that I am a service and a help to those that are around me. They are building legacy. They are building legacy. They are building legacy. They're talking about their actions and how does it impact those that are around them. So we're going to kick off, and I want to kick it to my first favorite episode. The first person that I want to share is Derek, but let's go check out the video.
I think what I really want the audience to know is that I have lots of things that you could read about that are successes, but those successes didn't come without a lot of failure. And so I'd like people to know about the failures, because a lot of times people think that the people that they see on stages didn't have to go through anything before they got there. But let me just tell you, that's totally opposite of the truth. It's just that we had this thought that said, if I don't quit, somebody else's life would be better. Yeah, Derek's story is just really looking at all the pieces of my life to try to find the purpose of my life. And so you think of a story, you think really like a book, and there's so many different chapters in it. And so I really think that in the course of my story and my life, the whole purpose from it all, though, is to assist people to win. But how do I do it? I do it by using the different chapters. So in childhood, there was a chapter. In early life, there was a chapter. I started a church at an early age. That's a chapter. I had to get into sales. That was a chapter. I was divorced. That was a chapter. I'm remarried. That's a chapter. So all of those portions of the story that we could dive into, there was really one purpose, though. How do I now use this to help somebody else win? And that's where Assist You to Win gets birthed from. Yeah. I think maybe the best illustration I could say there is, if you were putting together a puzzle, the first thing that we always do is, two things is, one, you got to have a box, because the box gives us the picture of what it can become. But the pieces are getting scattered out. So what do they always tell you? Go find the corners, right? Go find the corners. If you find the corners, then you start finding what connects to the corners. So in all of our lives, there's corner pieces. Those are normally the big building blocks, those things that happen in our life that are those turning points. And then as you start analyzing those turning points, you start to see that there's continuity between them. I played basketball. The position I played, I was a point guard. As a point guard, it wasn't for me to do all the shooting and scoring. It was for me to do the passing to people, which was assisting, to make sure that I put them in the right position so that they got the ball, that they could score. So again, I was helping them win. As a sales leader, my job wasn't to sell all the cars. It was to be in position to help people win. So I started seeing that all through my life. I was number one at being number two. And I had to become okay with that, so that when I did, I saw this is the purpose of me.
Wait. You were okay with being number two instead of being number one, but that was
That was my purpose. I had to become number one at being number two. Yeah. Right. So, because for me, I come out of like a lot of team environments. And sometimes the toughest thing is people have accolades that go to the individuals on the team, but then what's more important is the team's accomplishments or the individual's accolades. So the last thing I would want to happen is for me to get personal awards, but my team always lose. So I wouldn't want that. So when we really start to think of it, we start thinking about roles that we play. And so as I recognized it and realized that my role as a point guard was not to be the leading scorer, but to make sure that I position my team, I encourage my team, I'm running the plays that my coach told me to run in order for the team at the end to win. What do we say all the time? No competition, let's have collaboration. This is when we get there though, when we really understand what is it that we do well, what is it that you do well, and then it's okay for you to have your shine and for me to get the pom-poms, and then for you to take the pom-poms and for me to get the shine.
Okay, listen, it was powerful. I'm telling you, it was great. It was great. What did you take away? See, my takeaway from it was a service, like I said, and a help to others. He began to talk about how he says, I have to look at the pieces of my life to find the purpose of my life. I have to look at the pieces of my life to find the purpose of my life. He talked about how that his whole entire life, everything led up to helping others. When he began to take a look back, his legacy, let's drop the legacy again. His legacy is assist to win, assisting others to win. Butts was talking about, how do I live in such a way? How are my actions so that I'm able to assist you to win, assist those to get ahead in life, to get to where they want to go. And see, what my takeaway was, instead of me looking at the pieces of my life, those broken pieces, and they're all individual parts, I had to look at, how do I take all of those pieces and turn them into my purpose? See, you got to look at the pieces of your life. It's pieces to purpose. It's pieces to purpose. It's pieces to purpose. It's pieces to purpose. How do I utilize the pieces and turn them into my purpose? See, I can't look at the pieces of my life and get defeated. I can't look at the pieces of my life and then get defeated and then allow it to overtake me. I have to look at those pieces and determine that those pieces are my purpose. The pieces where I'm being fought, that's my purpose. That's where I should be. That's what I need to go and chase. And then if I don't quit, someone will get better. But I have to not quit. I have to keep going. See, we stop and we quit, and that's how those that are around us don't get better, because we give up. So you got to keep going and take the pieces, whether they are whole or broken. You got to put the pieces together and let the pieces lead to your purpose. Lead to your destiny, because the pieces are telling you this is where you need to be going. It's in the brokenness that I find out how I can help others. How can I help them to overcome? And this is not about a competition, but a collaboration. I'm not competing against people. I'm trying to collaborate with you. I'm trying to join forces and assist you to win. And out of everything that Derek said, my biggest one was being number one at being number two. Being number one at being number two. I'm going to get real good at helping others win. At being a service to others, as being a team player, as being a collaborator. Once again, it's not a competition, but a collaboration. I'm focused on, I'm going to get excellent at being number two. I'm going to be number one and being number two. I'm going to make that my life goal because I am a service to those that are around me. Okay. And if you thought Derek Butts was on fire, watch this next clip. Dr. Daryl Henson.
You have to help others because it's not just about you. There's always a bigger picture. And if God has blessed you with a skill set, with the mindset, with the heart, and someone else is lacking or there's a gap, just don't pray for them, actually help them, because faith without works is dead. I was able to work through other people. And as a leader, you have to realize sometimes it's not just about you. How can you transfer your knowledge and skills through other people to help other people? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. That's Donald Lawrence. That's not me. And we have to truly make sure that if we're encouraging ourselves and we have that strength, we gotta pass it on. But every now and then, like Moses, you might have to hold me up. And that's a transfer and that's a level of love that I believe that all people should have, especially educators. And 100% of our high school seniors graduate college, career, or military ready.
100%.
Everybody.
Everybody graduating.
Everybody graduating. And they have to earn it. You will come to school. You will make the grade. And we're holding you accountable to not only standards outlined by the state of Texas, but what I like to call the golden standard. Because in Maryland, everything we touch turns to gold.
Everything we touch turns to gold.
Children, teachers, principals, ourselves, our minds, their hearts, everything we touch in Marlin ISD turns to gold, the golden standard. I believe that losers have goals and winners have systems. Anyone can have a goal.
Wait, say that again.
Losers have goals and winners have systems. And so we put in place systems that were going to be able to track the academics of every child. And sometimes your confidence has to precede your competence, but you do everything that you can do to gain the skill set and the knowledge because it's going to be incumbent upon you to pass on vitamin M to others.
Yes, Dr. Henson was dropping all the nuggets. Let me tell you, listen, the man was on fire. The man was on fire from beginning to end. Again, what was his whole premise? Everything that he talked about. I'm telling you, if you look at it and you weave it together, Derek Butts was talking about assisting you to win. And in reality, that was the same thing that Dr. Henson is talking about, is assisting his teachers, assisting principals, assisting people that are underneath him to win. He says, my purpose is to help others. And when he was a young boy sitting in a third grade classroom, he had to help his friends get the math lesson. So he said, so he gonna get his hoop on outside because he couldn't get his hoop on because his table didn't finish their work. So he, again, a service and a help to others. He says, how do you transfer your knowledge and skills through people to help people? How do you transfer? How do you make a transfer of knowledge through people to help people? How do I give it to you so that you give it to others? What does that look like? It's assisting you to win. It's being open. It's once again, it's not a competition, but a collaboration. We're at the table working together. We're at the table brainstorming together. It's not just about me. I win when you win. When you win, I win. We get elevated together. It's a give and a take. And sometimes that transfer in skills is not just knowledge, but it's hope. Sometimes you got to sell hope. You've got to sell hope that things will get better. You have to just sell hope that all is well. Sometimes it's just the transfer of love and respect and of admiration and of holding others up. Sometimes I'm just there to hold you up. I'm just there to make sure that you don't fall. I'm just there to guide. I'm there to just guide your steps. I'm there to just guide. You know, the baby stars, when they start learning to walk, they're a little wobbly, and you don't really know if they're gonna fall. What are you there to do? You're there to hold up their arms, and you kind of put it out a little bit so you're not too far away as to catch them. That's what it is about. Dr. Henson's like, I'm not that. My take is that he was like, I'm not that far away. Like, I'm here to guide you, but just enough room for you to learn to walk on your, for you to learn to walk on your own. So he's transferring that knowledge and skills through others to help other people. Because when I help one, you help one, and then you help another. And then he turned around and he said, Marlin ISD operates under the golden standard because everything they touch is gold. Just think if your attitude is everything you touch is gold. Everything I touch is gold. Losers have goals and winners have systems. That's all I'm going to say. The man said it. Losers have goals, but winners have systems. Set up the systems in your life. Set up the systems in your life. And sometimes your confidence has to precede your competence. Sometimes you just got to have the attitude that I think I know what I'm doing, although I may not know what I'm doing, but it's my attitude. It's the way I carry myself. It's just the air that is about me. Okay, listen, we got to get down to the girls. We had these ladies on, and I mean, they were bad. They're called Black Women Bossed Up. Check out their clip.
I think saying yes to yourself is necessary. I think there was a time when we all told ourselves no, when we started to shrink ourselves and to fit ourselves into boxes that really couldn't contain us. And sometimes God allows tragedy and God allows discomfort, strife, things to be able to take us outside of the confines that we limit ourselves to. And so she said yes to herself because once she said no, she did so unapologetically. Why? Because there were times when she said it with her voice trembling, with her heart shaking, and she had to learn to be able to embrace that yes. And so my 3 points that I want to leave with you are, number one, the power is in your perception. 2, transition never happens in a comfortable place. And 3, your pain is parallel to your progress.
Sharing your story is part of you saying yes to yourself. And part of that is like you're giving yourself a voice. Because so many times we won't tell our story because we'll think like it's not that important. I haven't been through that much. Other people been through worse. Or you just scared to share it in general because you feel like somebody is going to judge you because of your story or whatnot. But you are, and it was on like a meme online because I don't want to take credit for it, but it's the truth. It said like your story is somebody else's survival guide, and it is. And so like when you are able to do that, that's how you empower other people. And I think the thing that, like I was saying at the beginning, how sometimes women don't collaborate well with other women. Sometimes Black women don't collaborate well with other Black women, but you got to be able to reach around, sometimes behind you, to grab your sister and say, come on, come with me. Like reach back around, grab her. She was where you was at. And pull it. Like, come on, you can come with me. Let me show you how to do it. I was where you was at. Come on. And then, so when you do that with that sister, then that sister can grab another sister. And then before you know it, everybody is getting healed. Everybody is figuring out who they are in Christ. Everybody is growing. Everybody is happy, healed, and whole. But it happens in community. The same way we got broken is the same way we get healed.
All I can say is drop the mic. Drop the mic. She said yes. They were saying to say yes to yourself because at some point you said no. So you have to learn to say yes unapologetically. I'm not apologizing for who I am. I'm not apologizing for where I am. I'm not apologizing for the blessing that is on my life. Because at some point I told myself that I did not deserve it, but I know now that I do deserve it. That I deserve this, that this is, it is what it is, and I'm not going to apologize for you. She says, when you say yes unapologetically, she said 3 things. The power is in your perception. The power is in your perception. The power is in the way that you see the situation. Transition never happens in a comfortable place. And your pain is parallel to your progress. Your pain is parallel to your progress. So you have the power of the way you view the situation. The power is in the way that you see it. You're not going to, the transition to greatness is not going to be in a comfortable place. I told you, you're going to suffocate in your comfort zone. And that your pain is parallel to your progress. So the higher the pain, the more you're progressing. Your yes gives you a voice, and it becomes someone else's survival guide. Your yes becomes somebody else's survival guide. It's how I got over because I saw you say yes. I saw you doing it. And because I saw you doing it, now I know that I can. And then the same way we got broken is the same way we get healed. In the same place, in the same manner. What is that? In community, in being a service to others. Again, Derek Butts, Dr. Henson, Black Women Bossed Up. It's about a service. It's about helping those that are around me. Helping others. Helping others. Helping others. I'm saying yes to myself to help those that are around me because it becomes your survival guide. When I say yes. When I say yes, it becomes your survival guide. It does. And then I wanted to check out Dr. Patricia Coleman. So check out her clip real quick. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
This is my book, Survived on Broken Pieces. And what inspired it is, I just said I've been married 38 years. Well, I was married 38 years to the same man. I've been married to one man all my life. But I went through some challenges, and I went through some heartaches, and I went through a lot of things in my marriage. So I want to encourage marriages and tell them that even on those broken pieces, you know, they talk about it in Acts, even in those broken pieces, I held on. I held on when I wanted to let go.
You said newly married, and a few weeks after that,
Got locked up. And so when he did, you know, my whole world just come crumbling down. And so I had children. And so I just laid there till my mom came over. You know, you had a mom to say, girl, if you don't get up, you just can't lay here and die. So I got up. But I held on to broken pieces, devastated, crying. But I remember one day my apostle, he gave me a word. Apostle Coleman, I went to him, our marriage was just a mess. It was like a mess. I think he'd got at it this time, and it was just still crazy. And he said, Pastor Coleman, surely you ain't gonna go through all that hell and let somebody have a good part. He said, your blessing is right around the corner. And I held on to that, and I kept looking for that corner. I said, oh, Jesus, where's the corner? And I was like, just think about it. You went through all this time of him being locked up, all this craziness, all this cheating, and then you think somebody tell you you're going to go through all that and let somebody have a good part. And that came out, I said, shoot, I ain't finna go through all that.
I've been to hell and back.
To hell and back. And you gonna get the good part. The devil is a lie.
Listen, she came, she brought her book. It's called Survived on Broken Pieces. Survived on Broken Pieces. It is her personal story of how her marriage survived on broken pieces, how her marriage was on the brink because of did you watch the episode? Did you watch the episode where she describes how many times her husband went to jail, infidelity, all the things that happened, but she survived on broken pieces. She talks about the challenges and the heartache, but that she survived on broken pieces. She was talking about her marriage surviving on broken pieces. But not only can your marriage survive on broken pieces, you can survive on broken pieces. When you are broken, it doesn't mean that you are out. It doesn't mean that you should give up. It doesn't mean that you're never going to make it. It means that I can take my broken pieces and turn my pieces into my purpose. That's what Derek Butt said. Do you see it all coming together? I survived on broken pieces, and I allowed my pieces to lead me to my purpose. And then she's began to talk about how she said, my mom came to my house and wouldn't allow me to lay in bed and die. See, you need a good mama. You need a friend. You need a mentor. You need somebody that's going to come in and say, I'm not going to allow you to lay here and die. You've got to pick up. You have to keep going. You have to survive this thing. You can make it. You got to take your vitamin M so that you can continue to do all that you have been called to do. You can survive on broken pieces. You can survive on broken pieces. And then she said that her bishop said to her, you're going to go through all of that and allow somebody else to reap the benefits? You mean to tell me you're going to put in all of that hard work, all of that dedication, all of those late nights, and you're not going to fulfill your purpose? You're not going to fulfill your purpose? Come on now. You have to fulfill that which you know that you should be doing, because you have to survive on broken pieces. She was talking about her marriage, but we can apply this to our own lives. What's broken in your life, you can survive on those broken pieces because you can take them and use them for your purpose. It's the pieces to purpose. And you have to use the pieces to purpose because your confidence has to precede your competence. And you have to say unapologetically yes to yourself, because when you learn that you can survive on broken pieces, that's the power of your perception. Listen, I have enjoyed sharing my favorite people. If you have not watched these episodes, they're up. You need to go back and see them. You need to go back and see Derek Butts. You need to go back and see Dr. Daryl Henson. You need to go back and see Black Women Bossed Up. You need to go back and see Dr. Patricia Coleman. You need to see the whole entire episodes. I just gave you my nuggets, my takeaways from all of them together. And my biggest takeaway is the legacy that they are leaving, the service to others, their service to ensure that we all get to where we need to go. You know what? This has been your Vitamin M, and we will see you on next week.
Join us next week to get your weekly dose of Vitamin M. Please visit our website at www.marchellesterling.com.